been a year since the trade. Today, we look back and forward as the Mavericks get ready for the NBA trade deadline later this week. All that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's the DLLS Mavs podcast live from our downtown Dallas DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr. and our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Carella. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team, even 3 days away from the NBA trade deadline. What do you want to see happen at the trade deadline for your Dallas Mavericks? Plus, it has been officially a year since the trade. We look back at what was the most infamous trade in the history of the NBA involving Luka Dončić and Anthony Davis. And a little bit later on in our show, that's some fun. In honor of our guy, Ron Harrod Jr. and his interaction with Jason Kidd, we're going to power rank these quotes from Jason Kidd throughout his time here in Dallas. You do not want to miss that. We're going to have some fun later on in the show today. On this Mirific Monday, Ron.
Mirific.
That's right.
Mirific sounds like mirific is a bad thing, right?
No, we're putting together the words merry and terrific.
Yeah, I did not get that at all. I thought it was bad too. Yeah.
So,
I'm like mirific, like ific. A lot of time is not good. But
shout out to my near 9-year-old daughter who came up with that.
I love how her brain works creatively.
Yeah, so
that's
it's a
really
Mirific
dope.
Monday.
That's dope.
Like,
but
cool.
yeah, I mean, we're here, we're alive. Yes, I escaped Houston after being stuck on the highway for over an hour yesterday without moving. Hopefully, whatever happened to the person, hopefully they're okay. Someone got helicoptered out of there. So, yeah, really blessed to be here.
Bobby, what's going on?
Not much. I am part of a video that's hitting the internet today.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say in that video, I am wearing a Lakers jersey, and I need to add this for my own reputation. That is not my jersey.
It fit well.
It was not my idea to wear the jersey. Okay, I don't wear jerseys, and I don't like the Lakers. I hate the Lakers.
It fit pretty well not to be yours, Bobby.
It wasn't mine.
It looked awful snug
Not
on
my
you.
jersey. Not my jersey.
Hi, Jake.
It's not
Hi,
mine.
Jake. Good to see you, bud.
But go check the video out. It's on the Haymaker Network. Our guys over there, Ben and Scan, launched a network called the Haymaker Network. Slightly biased friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
He's multi-time
Friend of the show.
Oh, he's been?
Yeah, he plays a...
There's a lot of hesitation on that.
I know.
It's
I
like,
was like, what's he doing? What's going on?
I'm trying to think. Like, I know that he's been on our channel, but I didn't remember if it was VOD or on the show.
Yeah.
Both.
But he has been on the live show, so he is a multi-time friend of the show.
That's right.
A multi-dimensional friend of the show.
That's right.
He plays a therapist helping people get over the Luka trade. I don't even know what that is. I heard about it, though, and they were telling me some things. It sounds awful.
I mean,
What,
you
the
were
Luka
on
trade?
the show that we did for an hour and a half talking about it.
I have no
this
memory
time
of that
year.
night.
I bet you don't, actually. I bet you don't actually have memories of that night. My favorite part of that video was that we were going, it was maybe about 15 minutes in. All I see is Bobby pick up his beautiful wine glass and just starts just taking it back a little bit. I was like, my man is going all the way through.
That was tough.
It was tough.
That was tough.
Before we get to that and a little bit later on in our show, we
Slightly,
are
Bobby.
3 days away from the NBA trade deadline where your Mavericks may or may not make some moves. They will play tomorrow in their final game before the trade deadline because when they play the Spurs on Thursday evening, it will be after the deadline is over with. Our guy Marcel will be joining us later on this week to discuss what could be happening for the Dallas Mavericks. But before we get there, Tanner, can you throw up what the Mavericks have available to them?
I'm sorry, I forgot to grab that.
That's okay.
Doing
That's
all
okay.
the other stuff.
They do have some things available to them, but let's just start here, Ron. What do you want to see, or what do you think we will see at the trade deadline for the Mavericks?
Well, I don't want to say what I think, but what I would like to see is something around Klay Thompson getting moved, Daniel Gafford getting moved. I just think those are the two guys that could be useful to contenders. I think they're more useful on a good team than actually a bad team at this point. Now, Klay does have a lot of the mentorship aspect and the shooting. This team does need that, and they probably need that next season. But again, I think a team like we said, the Detroit for a Klay, and then Gafford to like a Golden State. Those type of teams could just use these type of players, and that could help either solidify them as a playoff team or make them even more of a contender.
I think given the lack of significant, meaningful expiring money that the Mavs have on their books, going into next year, you don't want to be bumping up against the second apron. If you can help it, you don't really even want to be at the first apron. If you can make a little money disappear, you give yourself a lot of wiggle room, and so that's why I would prioritize getting Gafford's contracts off the books, turning him into expiring salary if that's possible. Obviously, no disrespect to Daniel Gafford, who has looked a lot better, by the way, the last week or so.
Looked great.
He's back to being Gaff, and he's a really impactful player, and it would suck to not have him on the team. But, the Mavs they don't even have room to sign a guy to the minimum right now, and I would love for them to sign Moussa Cisse. That's not why I'm trading Gaff for expiring money. I would be trading Gaff for expiring money so that they have ways to get better next season. I don't think that you need to turn Anthony Davis's jumbo salary into expiring money. That doesn't really afford you any more flexibility than getting rid of Gafford's contract would. Like, you're still over the cap. You still would only have the mid-level exception. I would try and get off Gaff's money, and then with Klay, I'm not really desperate to get off Klay. I think that he would be more valuable next year on an expiring deal, and also I really like watching him play.
He's fun.
And so, selfishly, I would love to watch Klay play for another 30 games.
Here is what the Mavericks have available to them. Shout out to our friend of the show, Bobby Marks, in terms of some of the assets that the Mavericks do have available to them. Right now, they have, of course, the 2029 unprotected first-round pick via the Los Angeles Lakers.
Not trading that one.
Courtesy of the trade. They also have a 2031 or 32 first-round pick available to trade if they would like to. Some other notable assets that they do have, first-round pick swaps in 2031 or 32 and 2 second-round picks, which low-key, they might have to use one of those to get off D'Angelo Russell, depending on how you feel about it.
Not doing that either.
No.
Yeah, there was reports from our guy Mark Stein that the Bucks and the Mavericks had discussions about potentially moving on from D'Angelo Russell in order to help the Bucks with some scoring punch. Those talks didn't necessarily go anywhere because the idea may be that D'Angelo Russell would have to decline his player option now going into next year and then be re-signed potentially on a minimum deal, which he would probably not be amenable to because it is a $6 million player option that is guaranteed for him if he smashes that button going into next year. So why would he sign a minimum deal if he could get some more money guaranteed?
Also, isn't that against the rules?
Feels like it.
What, predetermining, hey, you're gonna waive you're gonna decline your player option.
Yeah, isn't that against the rules?
Player Association would do something if that happened.
But you
something.
Can't do that. You can't
The
say,
NBA
hey,
PA would
opt
come
out
after the
and
Mavericks.
we'll sign you. Now,
do that.
I don't think the NBA would raise as much of a stink because it is for the minimum and it's for a player that isn't, like an all-star caliber player or whatever. But that was really weird.
The
That
PA
didn't make
would,
me feel
though.
too good.
The PA, that's literally their job. Now, again, we understand
Yeah,
PAs,
why would you opt out to take less money?
Like,
That's
PAs aren't
that's
doing their
ridiculous.
job in
Yeah.
2025 and 2026, as we saw with the NFL, but it is their job to stop these things from happening. It's also why people are man, LeBron should just take the minimum. He literally cannot. The PA will step in. If you're hey, if you can make $50 million as he's making this season, or even $25 million, if you take a minimum, it throws the rest of the league off. So the PA would step in.
Well, in this case, as far as the Mavericks are concerned, that would be a terrible deal to have to attach compensation to get off D'Angelo Russell. But
it's a non-starter.
No, you can't. You can't attach it.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
Giving up one of the 2 picks you have just to save $6 million next year that would be ridiculous. That would just be so ridiculous.
Maybe if someone trades for Daniel Gafford, he's hey, you have to also take D'Lo. That's maybe that's just a part of the deal. Maybe to get the quote unquote pick. Hey, we want the pick, but you have to get to, it would be like almost $25 million or something like that. You have to get to that number with D'Lo, because it's not that much to take on. It's not like, oh man, we're handicapped now. Like, and D'Lo might actually play on another team. Don't know why, but he did on those other teams. The Mavs are essentially the only team he's not played on.
Yeah, and clearly he's fallen out of the rotation. I mean, they would have to literally get down to no point guards before D'Angelo Russell saw the floor at this particular point. Like, the last time D'Angelo Russell played was when Jason Kidd got tossed out of a game in Chicago, and Frank Vogel's like, "Hey, D'Lo, you want to get some minutes? Want to get some run? You come down here and play a little bit." And he
that
did.
Was crazy,
and that's the last time he's played. He hasn't played since then at all.
Sloppy seconds, yikes.
But yes, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, D'Angelo Russell, those are the names most percolating when it comes to the idea of who may be moving from Dallas. Obviously, Anthony Davis's hand injury has made him pretty much unavailable now. We'll see if he returns at the end of this month as he continues to recover from that left hand injury, and what that could mean for the Mavericks as far as him playing at all for the rest of the year, and also affecting what Kyrie potentially does if he comes back this year as the Mavericks continue to move toward a potential lottery pick this year. It feels like, based off of what we're reading, what we're seeing, what we're hearing, it feels like it's going to be a fairly quiet trade deadline for the Mavericks, because there are moves that they can make on the margins. I mean, they're continuing to take calls when it comes to Anthony Davis, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like anything is going to be of significance happening for this team, which their tax situation, their money situation is not great at all. Bobby laid out, of course, what they are in terms of being at the second apron. This team has to find a way to save some money. And also, by the way, the idea of signing Ryan and potentially Moussa Cisse to standard contracts as well. You got to find some roster room to be able to do that. So what does that mean for a guy like Dante Exum as well? Could he be on the move when it comes to the Mavericks as well? So I don't know, man. It feels like it's going to be a rather quiet deadline based off of what it feels like is happening so far.
Yeah. I always think that, like, anytime I think something is going to be, like, chill, it usually goes the complete opposite way. So while I do, it feels like that, like the Giannis thing still looms for teams. If somehow that drops early, what does that change for other squads? Like, there's still just, like, stuff like that. Are the Knicks, like, actually maybe going to move Cat? Like, there's, like, big contract numbers out there that are possibly moved. And if those are moved, the Anthony Davis gets on into a 3-team trade because he's matched a lot of these players' salary stuff. You just never know kind of with these kind of things. So why it feels like that, you never know. And then the Mavs have other players that maybe a team just gets real desperate about. Like, hey, here's 3 picks for Max Christie. Like, you just never know what a team will do at the deadline. I mean, Desmond Bane was, 4 or 5 picks from the Orlando Magic. You just never know what a desperate team, will do when they feel like they're kind of pushed against the wall.
And those are the other couple names that have been mentioned, more so Najee Marshall, because it feels like obviously Max Christie has played himself into a really significant role here in Dallas. Najee Marshall the same as well. The Mavericks have, according to our guy Mark Stein, put a very high threshold when it comes to potentially moving on from either Max Christie or Najee Marshall, with Najee Marshall particularly being a first-round pick at minimum in order to get him out of Dallas. So the Mavericks do not want to necessarily trade him, but they will listen to offers, I imagine. Well,
that's the stance.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
We don't want to trade him. It would really hurt to move on from Gaff.
Yeah, but if you come with a nice offer,
how
we'll
hilarious
talk.
would it be if a team one time just came out with a quote that's like, "Yeah, we will trade this guy.
We'll get rid of him tomorrow.
Please,
like,
God,
please, just like give us anything.
Literally, just anything to get off this guy." Yeah, I mean, I think I am. The other day, whenever Stein came on and was kind of spelling out all the reasons that they can't make any trades, I was like, tight.
You're right.
This team that's
awesome.
11 games under 500, that is just absolutely stuck in neutral.
Yeah, they're sellers.
Putting it politely,
right,
is not going to do anything. I don't think they're going to do nothing. I would be this. I don't know anything. All right, I'm not a reporter. That's that guy. I don't sports nonstop. That's KG. All right. I'm not plugged in. That's Mark Stein.
We will have some fun articles coming out in the next couple of days.
But just my own intuition is that I would be pretty surprised if Gafford is on the team after the deadline.
Same.
Surprised? You'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'd be surprised. I would be more surprised if they traded Klay than if they traded Najee, I think.
You would be more surprised if they traded Klay
and
than Najee?
Yeah. I'd be more
Interesting.
Najee's value is probably
I
higher.
think they're
for sure.
only trading Najee if they get a pick for him, right? So, okay, if someone offers a pick, maybe you take it. With Clay, I don't think you're getting any picks offered for Clay.
Expiring.
And so
money.
it's like, but I just don't see the value in that. So I would just be surprised if they did it.
Hey, Tobias Harris.
Yeah. Now, if it's like you have to add to Gafford, for example, you have to add D'Lo, or you have to add Clay, or even you go Gafford and Najee, maybe you can get 2 picks out of that. Who knows? Like there's ways that, but I'd be pretty surprised if Gafford was still on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think Clay can help a contending team this year, but also hanging on to him going into next year, he's going to be an expiring going into the next season. So maybe the value for him comes more so with a $17 million expiring coming off the books for someone.
You're already going nowhere anyway. Why not just hold on to him a little longer?
So let him finish out the season here, and then someone could take a chance and say, hey, we'll take his money and his shooting to get off his contract going into the following summer. So we will see. As we are 3 days away from the NBA trade deadline, we will have a NBA trade deadline special on Thursday ahead of the Mavericks taking on the San Antonio Spurs at the AAC. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for more details when it comes to that later on this week. Let's take our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, it's been 1 year officially since the trade happened. We look back on what was the madness of the last 12 months. We do that next.
First, let me tell you about Prize Picks. Folks, our DLLS Cowboys crew, they're in San Francisco this week.
That's right.
There's a big football game coming up this weekend. And if you're a Jackson Smith and Jigba believer, like me, if you're a Kenneth Walker doubter, no disrespect, like me, although it is. I mean, he does score touchdowns. He turns into a beast in the playoffs. One of my buddies, we both have Kenneth Walker in a dynasty league, and we're like, okay, where was this during the regular season? Why are you just turning into a beast in the playoffs? So maybe if you're a Kenneth Walker believer, you want to support those guys on Prize Picks, maybe you can put some money in your pocket. On Prize Picks, good decisions can get you paid. You choose between whether 2 and 6 players will record more or less than their projected stat lines. The more you pick, the more you can win, and you can also slide the numbers up even to increase your winnings. If you want to play along, download Prize Picks today. Use promo code DLLS when making your first $5 lineup, and your account will be gifted $50 in lineups to use anytime you choose on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
And with that money that you win, you can go over to Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market and get everything that you need to prepare for your big game party on Sunday. They've got everything when it comes to your seafood, whether it's shrimp, whether it's fish. They've got all your premium meats as well. I got some New York strip steak waiting for me to cook this weekend for my big game party as well. And you can go to wildforkfoods.com. They've got tremendous delivery options as well. In fact, they were here this past weekend here in our DLS Sports Studios, serving up shrimp, serving up sausage, serving up all kinds of tremendous cuts of meat as well. So go to wildforkfoods.com. They've got 9 DFW locations. My favorite, of course, as the gentlemen know, is the Wiley location, but they've got 9 DFW locations all over the place. Check them out. They've got tremendous size as well to be able to
key
help.
lime pie.
Yeah, Bobby was all over the key lime pie.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable stuff. So go to wildforkfoods.com. Again, that's wildforkfoods.com. They got plenty of delivery options for you. The best meat and seafood market in the game today. Shout out to Wild Fork. Let's continue here on the DLS Mavs podcast. We do have some news coming from the NBA. As expected, Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd has been fined $35,000 large for his comments about the officiating crew on Saturday night, where he described them as awful and a crew that did not do their job, among other things. So the NBA has fined Jason Kidd $35,000 for his comments toward the officials after the conclusion of Saturday night's game in a loss against the Houston Rockets.
The NBA, by the way, ruled that cooperflagg was not fouled on that drive in the last 2-minute report. They said it was a correct no call, which is, to me, it's pretty surprising because the Coop foul on Khan in the last 2-minute report was deemed a correct call,
which I thought was correct. Actually.
Yeah, I think Coop fouled Khan.
Yeah,
but I also think if that's a foul, then that's a foul. I think Coop got fouled. I just do. I think Coop got fouled.
So maybe Kidd will be even more mad then.
I don't know.
Basically, a fine, and even on the review, it's like, hey, actually.
Well, I think his larger point.
There was a lot of contact.
Yeah, I think his larger point was accomplished that night. Y'all need to start looking out for my guy. Yeah. Okay. I think that was the larger.
Yeah. Be curious to see how many free throws Coop takes. Who's their next opponent?
Boston.
Tomorrow, Boston.
All right, who'd they play after Boston?
San Antonio.
All right, when do they play a team that
the next
the
3
NBA
games
doesn't
are
want to
Boston, San Antonio, San Antonio.
All right, Coop will take more free throws next weekend. All right.
Wemby, get the heck out
You
the
say
way.
you got to take his free
Dunk.
throws during the Rising Stars game?
Yeah.
Put that elbow on Wemby's
He's
rib
going to
cage,
lead the
Coop.
team in free throws.
And this stuff we'll talk about later on this week, but it has seemed like there's been a turn in terms of the officiating and how they're calling these games in terms of the level of physicality that's been allowed here more recently in games. So interesting to see how the referees have been handling these games here. Coming up later on in our show, we will power rank Jason Kidd's most infamous or famous quotes, audio and video and all. So make sure you participate with us later on in the show. But it has been 1 year officially since the trade happened where Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris were traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick that sent shockwaves around the NBA and the entire sports world, leaving two franchises in two completely different places, as the Mavericks have seen, obviously, Anthony Davis only play a total of 29 games since being acquired by the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Dončić, you can check out any litany of numbers that he's put up since becoming a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, since joining them. He's played 67 games in total since being acquired by Los Angeles. But, gentlemen, as we look back on this trade and look forward, trade deadline this time around, Bobby, I'll start with you because, of course, you, I, Tim Cato, Mark Stein were on the night that the trade did happen, and the disbelief that was going through all of our minds was obviously palpable. But as you look back a year from that time, what goes through your mind?
I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. It was the dumbest thing that's ever happened. There is no justification for the process behind it. There was no justification for the machinations of the trade. There was certainly no justification for how, Nico and the team handled it afterward in the days and weeks that followed. But, I do think that this is, pretty sad way to arrive at a silver lining, but the fans won. I can't think of many times where fans have been upset about something and a team has ever acknowledged it at all. It took the Mavs a while to get there, but they did. And so, I'm really happy. This is weird to say. I'm really happy for and proud of Mavs fans for the way that they conducted themselves, for the anger, for the fury, for the criticism, for the constant presence in the arena, around the arena, on the internet, in all facets of the Mavs world, at other sporting events in DFW, and around the country.
And around the world,
it became a rallying cry for sports fans. And
Fire and Nico Chance are breaking out at WWE events.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
At a time in,
it's crazy.
Without trying to get too big picture here, at a time whenever there's never been less trust in institutions and people have never felt smaller. It was really nice to see the people rally together and get a win. It just was. It's unfortunate that it took the dumbest thing that's ever happened to get to that point. But Mavs fans stood on business.
They did. Rob, I'm curious in your perspective. Obviously, you weren't with us at the time when this went down, but just on the outside looking in, as just someone who loves basketball, as a basketball fan, what went through your mind when that trade went down?
Yeah, man, I still have a Luka Mavs shirt. It's just from my fan time of living here, wanting to kind of, embrace being in Dallas. Of course, I grew up a Cowboys fan, but didn't grow up a Mavs fan. So I said, I'm going to buy me a Luka shirt. I like Luka a lot. And then, of course, really before I could even truly wear the shirt to a game, of course, he was gone. I remember just in our group chat, just random sports fans throughout I think actually internationally, everyone was just shocked. We all thought he was hacked. We couldn't believe it. And then as a LeBron fan, I've watched a ton of Anthony Davis, but a big knock has been he doesn't play basketball. So for you to be mad at someone and say, you know what, I'm going to get a guy that's quote unquote not reliable. If he got a player that Jason Tatum that plays almost 82 games when he's healthy, it's okay, I can at least maybe see where you go for, but you got mad because a player was allegedly out of shape. But then you get a player that has also been reported to be out of shape prior in his prior tenure and has also missed more games. It just never made sense. And it's like one of the biggest, like someone tries to drop their genitals on the table and they completely miss. It just hits the ground and it just hurts extremely bad.
What?
Like they thought, you know.
How do you miss by that much?
I don't know. The man allegedly thought that he, you know,
oh my
could
God,
do said thing, but
okay, all
it
right,
didn't happen.
All right, we keep going.
Yeah.
I love how the deadpan camera angle. That was very SNL. That was look at KG.
I look back on that time and I just remember anger, sadness, confusion. Like sports are really hard. And I think the biggest thing that still resonates for me is this team looked at a player who was 25 years old and decided, you know what, the hell with him. We don't want him anymore. We don't think he gives us the best chance to win now or in the future. When the owner and the general manager looked at that player alongside Kyrie Irving and the team that he built, he successfully built around Luka Dončić and said, we don't want to be in this business anymore. And the guy who's 6-7 years older, who's had a worse injury history than him, is the guy right now to help us win a championship. And predictably, it has gone the way that we thought it was going to. Anthony Davis, unfortunately, cannot stay healthy for whatever reason. Luka Dončić has gone on to do incredible things. Yes, I know Lakers fans or Mavericks fans will say, well, they haven't built the right team around him yet. Yeah, that's potentially coming. Betting against a player as good as Luka Dončić, to me, will never, ever make sense. And now he's in a situation where if the Lakers do right by him and build the team around him that we saw built here by Nico Harrison, he's going to be in his prime and competing for championships for several years. The only thing that's made any of this a small bit better is the fact that they won the lottery and somehow wound up with cooperflagg. Otherwise, this team would be wandering around in the Western Conference desert for years because of what that trade did to set them back as much as it did when the trade happened.
When you've held pretty firm on that, like you just don't trade Luka, period, and so is Mark, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember if I said this that night or like the day after, the week after, or whatever, but I've said the whole time, pretty much, if you're going to trade him, hey, do you, man. It's your job, you're the GM, but you got to do it the right way. Like, you got to, for a player that big, for a player that makes that much money, that important, that significant, who would generate that much interest, you have to do it in the offseason. You have to do it with more than just one team.
It's insane.
Like, you have to ensure that you get back as much as possible, and they did not do that. They ensured that they got back as little as possible because they negotiated with one team in secret. Like, that's just not how you do business. You know, so even if...
So bad.
Because, I mean, there's people that watch our show all the time that are like, yeah, I mean, Luka, whatever, you know, he's not as... I think he's good, but I don't think he's great, or what, you know, and that's a valid opinion, but like, you got to get as much back as you can. You just have to.
Like, we just can't see Desmond Bain going for 4 to 5 first-round picks. We can't see McCall Bridges going for 4 to 5 first-round picks.
Well, the Mavs got a player in addition.
4 to 5
like, that's the thing. Like, they got a player that would replace the picks that would have gotten. So if they would have traded for
Luka, Davis is not worth 4 first-round picks.
Right.
I mean, just clearly.
Well, yes, but like,
I'm just saying, he's worth not even 1 as of today.
But if they would have got Luka expiring money and 10 first-round picks, I still would have been like, yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, you need to get a lot back. You know, there should be no step back if you trade him. You should be just totally
fine. Which is impossible.
Which is what Nico Harrison thought was going to happen when he acquired Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but that's... I mean, obviously, it's a grave miscalculation.
Exactly. Maybe it was like some ashwagandha in his system, and his mood was just real calm. Because yikes! I mean, to even pull that trigger, like with a sane mind, like I'd have like the shakes.
Well,
I wouldn't do that on 2K.
But again, he didn't talk to anyone about it.
But that's to your point. Normally, the process that you laid out in terms of acquiring a superstar, bringing him to market, and having a bidding war for the player, given the talent that he is. None of that was going to be the case in this situation because Nico Harrison fixated on one guy, and he was willing to sacrifice whatever it took to get that guy. So there was no looking at any other teams, no talking to other teams. He saw his prize that would take him to a promised land of a championship and said, whatever I've got to do to go get that dude, I'm going to do it, even if it means ripping the heart of a franchise out and breaking a city's fan base in order to do it. And he did it. So I agree with you. Take the trade to market. Take the idea of trading Luka Dončić to market to extract as much value as you can. He didn't do that because he didn't care, because he saw what he wanted. Now, the problem with that is he should have gotten everything out of Rob Pelinka that he could have gotten.
He didn't.
For Luka Dončić. That is the grave miscalculation that he did not do.
We never should have traded him to the Lakers. I mean, that's
but again,
the thing,
there's certain teams you
if
shouldn't
Anthony
even trade
Davis was
with.
playing for the Pelicans, if he was playing for the Nets,
that's
if he was
still
playing,
better than the Lakers. That's still better.
My point is, wherever Anthony Davis was, he was going to
Rip
go get
everything.
that dude.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
why? I still don't understand why. Fixing on Giannis. Why not?
you got to take it back.
Anthony Davis?
You know why?
I don't understand.
You know why? Because he has had a relationship with him that goes back 2 decades. He has known Anthony Davis since he was 12, 13 years old. Like, he was with him at Team USA when Kobe Bryant was still on Team USA.
But he knew Giannis. Giannis is also Nike.
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of Nike
Anthony
players.
Davis is American.
They're number one. Number
and
one.
He's a player Nico's heard of.
Number 2.
He's a player that Nico knew was good whenever Nico was young. Like,
So Giannis's accent. Is
No.
No,
You don't have to.
Team
No.
USA stuff.
It's literally Team USA and Nike. He has been with Anthony Davis for 2 decades.
I mean, same thing with
thing
Gafford and PJ.
Same with Gafford and
Nico
PJ.
going back. Kyrie's Nico connection going back.
Yeah.
Clay.
Yep.
Like, these are all guys that Nico has heard of that are American. And that
But
are
I'm
good.
just like, so
like that. I'm
That's
not
it.
trying to. I'm
I
not
have
trying
like
to be
a real
reductionist,
pet
but like,
peeve when people just like hire people that they know and do things because it's comfortable.
This is not a Cowboys podcast.
Like, they
Relax.
should just not do that. It really
that's the
upsets
thing.
me when people do that.
He is a corporate. He's literally said, like, this is not.
Like,
he didn't tell me that, but he has told people,
Oh.
I am a corporate guy.
That's right.
That's what corporate people do. That's what people with
that
power
really
do.
upsets me.
All they do is hire their friends. Like
that really
that's
upsets
it.
me. No more Mike LaFleur's.
That's
man.
the way the world
Give me
works,
random
man.
guy. Like, I'm just please. I don't. That's also what the Mavs
That's
GM
what's
thing.
so gross
the
about it,
GM,
yeah.
When the GM thing happens, I don't want any connection to this team.
And by the way, it's a
Hire
radius.
someone new with new ideas that has nothing to do with Mark Cuban, with the organization.
Nico was one of those guys.
That's right. That's right.
Try it again.
That's right.
Like,
And to Radiant's point about the idea, the reports that Nico tried to get Giannis and Ant first before AD, those weren't credible. Those were not.
call for Anthony.
Yeah, those were not real reports.
I really feel like if they would have actually tried to do that, that would have got out.
That would have got
There's
out.
no way that the Bucks and the Wolves would have kept that
Yeah,
secret.
Exactly.
we know Alex Rodriguez is very messy.
Like, the Wolves, think about it. If you're the Wolves GM and the Mavs come call and say, hey, we'll give you Luka for Ant, you can go public and say,
we said
they
no.
offered Luka for Ant,
Ant.
and Ant, we believe in you so much
That's
that we
right.
said, hell no.
That's right.
Oh, man.
That's right. That's right.
That is such a massive public
criminal.
W.
Yeah.
Let's
Wow.
take our next break here. We'll continue the conversation on the other side of the break. More as we look back on what was a year of absolute madness that ensued after the Luka Dončić trade. We'll get into all that. Plus, we power rank Jason Kidd's most infamous quotes. We'll do that next. But first, we want you to become a part of our DLLS Sports family. The easiest way that you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe to the video that you're watching right now and join the over 39,600 subscribers here as we move that much closer to 40K here at DLLS Sports. The next way you can help us out is going to alldlls.com or clicking that QR code that you see on your screen right now to become a diehard member. When you do, you get a free t-shirt. Upon sign up, you get access to our member-only Discord, and you get access to all of our premium content curated by our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr., Clarence E. Hill Jr. covering your Dallas Cowboys, Sam Nessler and Sean Shapiro covering your Dallas Stars, and Jeff Wilson covering your Texas Rangers. By the way, did you guys realize in a week and a half, 2 weeks, pitchers and catchers report to spring training? Surprise, Arizona for your Texas Rangers. Hard to believe, baseball already back, and it's going to be an interesting season for your Texas Rangers. So make sure you take advantage of all of that. And when you go to alldlls.com as well, you can check out all of our tremendous merchandise that's on store.allcitynetwork.com. We've got incredible merchandise, including our branded bills, all DLLS headwear and mashups that you can check out there as well. We've got amazing merchandise in terms of t-shirts. Got the Shiesty hoodie in honor of All-Pro and Pro Bowl wide receiver George Pickens, who needs to get a contract before we get to March so that he's a part of the Dallas Cowboys for years to come. Just saying. But yeah, you can check all that out on alldlls.com and store.allcitynetwork.com as well, where you get everything. And you remember, where's my card at? Where's my card at?
Get that nice
You only have 10
vibranium
seconds
out.
this time. Can you get it?
Bam!
Oh,
Right there. That's what I'm talking
wow.
about. Record time. Tanner put the one shot on the card. There it is. Physical diehard card.
Wow.
It's made of pure vibranium. The Black
Pure
Panther
vibranium and
uses
titanium.
the card.
It's very heavy. It's very heavy.
So during the commercial break, Kevin. Well, actually, this is before, but Mike Curtis just retweeted a Mark Cuban highlight reel of Coop drives. That
They sent it to the league?
That Cuban claims he sent to the league.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
on YouTube.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are definitely foul. Some of them are not. But man, we went through this during Luka's rookie year.
That's
And
right.
I worked for the team at the time, and I didn't like it then. I do not want Mavs fans, and especially Mavs employees, to develop a victim complex on behalf of cooperflagg. The last thing I ever want to do is talk about, do officials respect this guy? And I don't want everyone to just be mad all the time.
Yeah.
Don't want everyone to be complaining about the officials, and I don't want Coop to be complaining about the officials. Because for all of the justifiable, in my opinion, criticism for Luka's complaining, you want to know who was the second biggest complainer about Luka no fouls? Cuban, and then the Mavs bench, and then everyone in the organization. I don't want that, man.
It's
I don't
pretty
want
annoying.
it. I just want to watch basketball. Please don't fixate on that. Please.
How many times has the league watched that video so far, you think? Have they analyzed it deeply?
None.
The Cooperflagg video? Is Adam Silver like in his bedroom right now watching this video?
Adam is going frame by frame right now
Yeah,
as we speak.
That was definitely.
I mean, Cooper
that was
did
a
go to
foul.
Duke, so I would imagine that's probably on Silver's priority list, really top on the priority list since he went to Duke as well. Lanessa with the $1.99 super chat. Bobby, I fell to my knees at HEB when I saw 77.
Oh, no, Lord.
That sucks. That sucks. You should go, excuse me, to Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market though. You'll feel you'll feel better. You'll feel better.
Touche. Ozzy D with the $4.99 super chat. Nah, Ron. If kid talks to me like that, conference room chairs would be flying. Shout out, Ron. Though there's some
Appreciate it.
furniture moving if Ozzy D had his way.
I think that's how you get your press credential revoked. I'm just guessing.
Probably
Just
so.
Probably.
To be fair, I did see
Probably.
a lot of DLS Mavs fans like in the comments of a lot of these videos, like fighting to the death for me against like other random people. So appreciate everyone because not what I expected to happen, but I appreciate you all anyway.
What you could tell all the critics is I built podcasts. All right. I've done this at a high level. I don't give a F because you've never asked a question. You've never asked a question. All right.
I know what the F I'm doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Go purely this.
By the way, we're going to power rank Jason Kidd's most famous quotes
Yep.
coming up in our next segment. That should be a lot of fun as we look back on some of the things he's had to say over the last 5 years almost. 1 year ago, the Luka trade happened, and there's so many tentacles and so many things about the trade in and of itself that you can go back and look on our DLS Sports channel that we did in discussing all of that over the coming or the following days and weeks afterwards, including the return game that he had where he dropped 45 points at the American Airlines Center, got a standing ovation for the performance that he had after defeating the Dallas Mavericks in a Laker uniform. But where I want to go here, gentlemen, and Bobby, I'll start with you again because the madness that ensued after the trade, not just the trade itself, but every single thing that happened, it pretty much felt like every day after, it felt unprecedented every time someone opened up their mouths and talked about it. Whether it was ownership and Patrick DeMont, whether it was Nico Harrison himself discussing the trade, whether it was people around these individuals talking about this trade. I've never seen an organizational response or lack thereof in the wake of that trade that we saw afterwards and what that became as far as national fodder at times because of the way that the Mavericks responded in the wake of the trade.
Yeah, I mean they weren't prepared, but that's because he moved like he was in lasagna, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to be on the same page as an organization. And it was very clear after that deal was made that no one knew how to talk about it. And it was also very clear that no one really knew what they were doing. Patrick Dumont talking about Shaq's work ethic and not mentioning Dirk. Like, that's a self-report. You know, there was a lot of those. There were a lot of those moments. But, you know, I think the thing that I'm kind of just saddest about is that since that trade, it is just everyone has less fun talking about this team. Everyone. Because either people are sad about Luka, they're sad about the trade, they're sad that the team is bad, or they're annoyed that people are sad about Luka, they're annoyed that people are sad about the team. There's just a lot of vitriol, there's a lot of scorn every single day. I mean, no disrespect to you all in the chat. I love all of you individually and as a whole. There's the same argument on our chat every day. Like, Mavs fans are just at each other's throats for a year straight now, and that's probably never going to go away. Similarly, like, everyone in my life knows me as the Mavs guy, and a lot of my friends are Mavs fans. A lot of my family are Mavs fans, and a lot of them have not watched a game since that trade.
Yeah,
a lot of them haven't seen Coop play like at all, outside of maybe a highlight here or there. You know, like, it's just that really was a chapter closing for a lot of people. And then those of us that have stuck around, we're arguing all the time. Like, sports is supposed to be fun, but that single moment in the weeks that followed just really sucked the fun out of it for a lot of people.
Yeah, there have been quite a few fans, whether you see online or just have discussed it publicly for themselves, that had decided that they would never come back to being a Mavericks fan, which is sad, given the level of trust that was broken between fan and team with the wake of a deal that should have never happened. And it did. And even with the addition of cooperflagg striking the 1.8% luck that the Mavericks did in the lottery, I've seen some folks say that, you know, they've come back in some shape, form, or fashion, but the level of fervor or excitement that they've had about the team isn't nearly the same given what has taken place in the last 12 months. And that's understandable as well, because it doesn't hit the same, even with cooperflagg being as good as he is already at the age of 19, and what his ceiling, which looks like he doesn't have one at this point, could look like, and how the team moves forward from there. So, yeah, the last year has been hell in a number of ways. It's been unbelievable in others. And ironically, the one person who had probably the most sane and poignant comments about the whole thing is a dude who hadn't played basketball in almost a year. And that's Kyrie Irving, who has spoken very eloquently and poignantly about how he has felt about Luka Dončić and the way that this should be viewed in the wake of the trade. And even Anthony Davis, he's handled himself, I thought, accordingly. He's tried to embrace being here. It's just unfortunate that his body hasn't allowed him to be on the floor to try to help out around here.
Yeah, I think that's the part of the trade that's probably the wildest, is that, I mean, Anthony Davis was, you know, called by Charles Barkley, who's not the greatest basketball person to talk about basketball. But, you know, at the end of the day, he was calling, you know, the street clothes narrative was started by Charles Barkley. And somehow in Dallas, it's actually been like even worse than even when he quote unquote got these street clothes name. Like, he's essentially like really rarely ever played since coming here. We always talk about the 6-game mark of he's never played 6 games in a row since being traded to the Mavericks. And it's like, man, like, not only was the trade bad, but basically you got Anthony Davis literally like the year after his prime probably ended. Like, his prime was probably, you know, however old he was right before he was traded, and it probably was already ending, and now it's probably officially over. It doesn't mean you can't be a good player after your prime's over, but at this point he's likely out of his prime with the bevy of injuries that he's had, at least in this trade. You know, the Mavs fans, because he smiled knowing that Max Christie has turned into a really, really good role player, a player that actually I think will fit with Coop's timeline. It's like a very small, you know, 3% slice of like a, you know, very terrible trade pie. But at least, you know, they were good enough to get Max Christie in this trade and not bring Dalton Connect here. If it was Dalton Connect instead of Max Christie, it would have been even worse. So it just shows you that even something that's like the worst thing ever could actually have even been even worse if somehow just one swap of player happened.
Yeah, and, you know, I had a point and I just completely forgot what I was going to say.
Nice brown shirt though you have.
Thank you. I'm wearing the chair colored shirt. I literally just do not remember what I was going to say, and it was a really poignant. Oh, okay. So in like a 3-month period, I'll expand it. In about a 5-6 month period, Luka strains his calf, never plays another Mavs game again. Derek Lively ruled out for 3 months. Okay, he eventually came back, but it was a long time, and we've only seen him play like 10 games since then. Mavs trade Luka. Kyrie Irving tears ACL out for the year. Daniel Gafford gets hurt, misses a ton of time. Basically, every other Mav gets hurt. Quentin Grimes gets traded. The Mavs make it to the play-in somehow and then lose, and then they win the lottery? Like,
Oh, okay.
that's a 5-month stretch. That's like a decade happened in 5 months. You know, that is a lot to put people through. That is a lot to experience. It felt like literally every single day something bad was happening.
Every day.
And then all of a sudden the lottery happens. It's like, cool, I guess, but that doesn't, that doesn't fix it. It's still a giant hole underneath the plank of wood that you just sat down,
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. It's just, there's a lot that's going on. It's been a long, long, long decade.
That. I didn't even realize all that happened in like 4 to 5 months.
Dude, it was terrible.
Every day on this show, something else was happening. Not just even the stuff on the floor, but everyone else talking about it.
Yeah.
Like Demond and certain comments that he had. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, the Nico secret press.
The Nico and
the public one.
Oh, the secret press conference
Why
and
was
the
there
public
two?
one. Like
That's a good
Championship
question.
game.
the championship
games.
Like
Tough decisions are never easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I love
right.
how Tanner has
Fortune
unwavering. You
Fortune
want vacation?
favors the
Don't
ball.
burned
us.
into his brain.
Oh, we lived this for months.
Like,
Ron.
Fans
That's
are
all
All
we
seeing
can
the
do.
vision. Let's sign D'Lo. Like, God, make it.
What
What
did he say, D-Lo? This is going to be dangerous. Or
Yeah,
something like
it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Explosive diarrhea. That's what it was. That's what it's been. Dangerously all over the place.
That cat really just say that? That's just hilarious. But yeah, that was the one that has sent everyone. And shout out to our guy Isaac Harris who asked him the question, why shouldn't you be fired?
No, that was.
I still stand by.
Look, it's a great question.
I understand
I'm
why.
just glad that Isaac asked.
Yeah, I understand why Nico was, and Isaac has since told the story that Nico wasn't really pleased with that question, which I totally understand.
cares? Sure.
But like, you're giving him a chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
You're giving him a chance to defend himself, and I thought it was a good question. I thought Nico answered it pretty well. I mean, relatively.
He thought he did a pretty good job. He's like, I thought I've done a pretty good job.
I genuinely wonder, like,
Yeah,
right
for
now,
a while.
lie detector test, what does he think of the trade, like, right now?
I'm
I'm talking about right today. If you hooked him up to a lie detector test, he's like, I did the right thing. Like, does he genuinely believe that?
Absolutely.
Because there has to come a point as, like, a grown person where you realize that wasn't my best move. I've made terrible moves.
absolutely.
In the moment, it didn't feel like that. But like, you sit on
he'll
it.
forever believe that he made the right decision.
It's just no way. I just can't believe that. Like it's no way. Like Joe Dumars was like, you know what? I shouldn't have took Carmelo Anthony right there. Eventually, he had to be like, it was wrong to take the foreign player whose name I can now remember
We're just not
over
getting,
Carmelo Anthony. Like eventually you have to be like, you know what? That was not the right decision. It just has to happen for people when they do dumb things.
it's a year today. He would tell you it was still the right decision in his mind. We're going to get to your super chats on the other side of the break, as well as we're going to power rank these Jason Kidd quotes in honor of our guy, Ron Harrod Jr., who set the nation on fire with his question and subsequent answer from Jason Kidd. We'll do all that next.
Hey, Kevin already talked about being a diehard. This is not going to be another 2-minute read. I can promise you that. But hey, we had diehards in the studio over the weekend. It was a really good time. There was plenty of them. A lot of stars. Shout out Kleb. Came in a Mavs jersey, the lone Mav representative. He cleverly, I don't want to out too much info about Kleb, but he cleverly had a star shirt on underneath the Mavs jersey.
Just in case.
Just in case things went sideways.
Yeah.
But we were treated to a really good game. We were treated to an excellent dinner provided by our friends at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. Everything there is blast frozen, but our friends at the Louisville location, my store, prepared some stuff for us. Some picanha, some sausages, some blackened shrimp, a bunch of desserts.
Blackened shrimp.
Incredible. God, it was really good. So thank you. T.O. was there. I see T.O. in the
Shout out
chat.
to
Now,
T.O.
T.O. was wearing a Stars jersey or a Star shirt, not a Mavs one.
He had the
T.O.
finish hoodie on, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stars. Yeah, okay. So not even a jersey or a shirt, a hoodie.
that's right.
How about that? Yeah, the food was great. The company was great. Love our diehards, man. Love our community here at DLLS.
And we've
Great people.
got a fantastic retrospective coming up here shortly on the Luka Dončić trade as well. Shout out to our guy Tanner, who's been
grinding
putting in
away.
work, man. Putting in work.
If you want to see Bobby drunkenly talk about the Luka trade, tune in.
Tune in for that,
Because,
for sure.
There's a lot of clips of that. That's
hilarious.
Some of them were poignant.
No,
poignant.
they're great quotes.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah.
Yeah, and this
I'm not pleased with my energy level on that emergency pod. I was really trying to dial it back, and I did too much. But that's part of my problem is that when confronted with conflict, sometimes I shrink.
Hey, you know what? KG was right there to give you
I picked
all
you up.
the screens.
Trust
You
me.
made up
I
for it.
picked you up,
KG's
buddy.
always
was
there.
here.
I picked you up. I picked you all
and
the way
Tim
up,
was
man.
somewhere right in the middle of both of you.
I had enough for a year.
Tio says he has a Mav shirt under.
Okay, cool.
Well,
All right.
Well, that's good to know.
That's good to
That's
know.
good to know. And yes, Darko Milicic, that was the guy's name. I saw
right.
someone say that. They said I should watch an interview clip of him. I'm not sure what the lore is.
Let's finish up here on our show. Let's get to your super chats before we get to power ranking these quotes from Jason Kidd. I cannot wait to do this with you guys. Charlie Saturday. Hey, shout out to Charlie Saturday with the $1.99 super chat. 365 days later, was Kidd in on the Luka trade at the time?
Reports vary.
They do.
They do vary.
They do.
I thought it was just no.
Yeah, Stein says that Nico acted alone. Fans are like convinced that Kidd was in on
Absolutely convinced.
it.
Luka's convinced. We know that.
Luka will
Yeah.
not
No.
acknowledge him
Luka's
at all.
not a huge fan of Jason Kidd at this point.
No.
And I don't remember exactly how McMahon put it in his book, but the way that it's presented and portrayed publicly is that, Nico said in the press conference he went to those guys at the 11th hour, told them about it. So, Nico publicly said that he told people, but still did it.
Basically, it was an hour before. He essentially already agreed.
Kidd said that they walked into his room. This is when they played Cleveland the next day, that he was told this was happening, and he's like, okay. That's what Kidd said at the time. So
yeah.
Now, I know that there are a lot of Mavs fans that don't buy that.
I don't buy that at all.
But if we've learned anything over the last year, it's that J. Kidd and Nico Harrison are not completely on the same page about everything. All right. And they might not have been on the same page about anything.
Yeah.
That's for the next year to figure out.
Good gracious. Rarities with the $5 super chat. Imagine where the Mavs would be today if they hadn't traded for Luka on draft night in 2018.
Yeah, I guess Trae
Jalen
Young,
Brunson would have taken them to the mountaintop.
Maybe.
Brunson and Trae Young.
Maybe.
Word has it, it wouldn't have been Trey.
The rumor
There were a couple different things that the Mavs
Didn't they
were,
like Bamba or no?
No.
Oh, no.
They liked Wendell Carter.
Oh, no.
I've also heard through the grapevine that Michael Porter Jr. was of interest to them.
Oh, wow.
That was high for him then.
wow.
Yeah, and that could have been a trade down situation, which obviously, I'm on record
pick.
not being a huge fan of Michael Porter Jr., but if they would have got another pick, maybe it would have been okay. But I don't know. I don't know.
Let's have some fun here to finish up our show today. In honor of our guy, Ron Harrod Jr., who tried to, you tried to give the man a compliment. He wasn't here for any of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't here for any of it. He has made national headlines over the last few days after Jason Kidd exploded and went on an expletive-laced tirade about how he can build players. We're going to power rank these Jason Kidd quotes over the years. I got 7 of them. So shout out to all the folks who've contributed over the years to help curate these quotes from Jason Kidd, including Nick Angstad and others who have asked some great questions to Jason Kidd. So let's start with this one, Tanner. Let's start with the very first one that I sent you. This is one that everyone knows and loves, and apparently no one was doing this.
So just understand, we're getting better. It's just a matter, can we be healthy in time to make a stretch run? And if we're not, that's just the season. No one's dying.
All
I
right.
love that one.
You love that? All right.
Sassy alert.
Where are you putting that one? We got 7 of these. Where are you putting these to start off with?
Well, we have to. We
Yeah,
either
keep
have to
going.
start at
Yeah, we
7
keep
or
going.
1.
Just
yeah.
originally, we're about where you think.
Yeah, where would you put that one?
I don't know what else is in there.
I'll say 4.
Okay. All right.
4,
All right.
maybe.
Let's go to quote number 2. This is one of my all-time favorites. Shout out to our guy, Tim McMahon, who, dude, just write some positive blank.
As you just mentioned, they're one of the best, if not the best, in clutch time. But that was a big thing you guys wanted to make a big deal about last year. But you're not making a big deal about it this year because it's going good. right? So write some positive.
I just asked you a question.
And I'm giving you an answer. Like, you guys, there's all right to write positive stuff. People will read your positive shit. You don't always have to be negative, right? Like, it's just the world's already negative enough, right? So let's see some positive stuff on some positive people that are doing their job on a nightly basis.
Making it a lot easier to do that this year.
Well, we're only into this year. We can't go back to last year, right? Like, that's the fucking problem.
All right, I'm gonna put that one at number 2 for me already. That's a number 2, and yes,
number 1, really.
Yes, Danny. Yes, an honorable mention one is the Luka trade being compared to the Babe Ruth trade. That's an honorable mention because I didn't want to piss off anybody else on the show today, so we left that one off.
The Bambi now.
That's right. Next one. Clearly, we do a lot of watching when it comes to the games, and Jason Kidd and what he's doing. Apparently, Tanner, that's all he's doing too, is just watching.
Runs when the Lakers were making big runs at the end of the second quarter. What's your mentality or your thought process in not calling timeout?
Yeah, I'm not the savior here. I'm not playing. I'm watching, just like you guys. And as a team, we got to mature. And we got a lot of new bodies coming back, and we have to grow up if we want to win a championship. There's no young team that's ever won a championship, mentally or physically. And so,
he's not the savior. He's just watching. He's just watching like you.
I think that's probably my favorite one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I that's an epic quote.
I got a few more.
I'm just watching this crazy.
Yeah. Say that on the record.
We disagree a lot on the rights and positive one. That would be my bottom one. But
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. This is shout out to our guy Tim Cato.
I'm just watching is hilarious.
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Tim Cato for this one. After he asked this question.
Realistic to think that you guys could have got a better shot on the very, very final attempt?
yeah, Luka got a good shot. What if? We don't play the what if. That's your job. We got the ball to the best player. Had a good look.
What was the play drawn up as?
What you saw. Luka got a good look at the top of the floor. If you run him anywhere else, he's going to run into traffic. So they executed. Fortunately, came up short, just like the rebound or the foul or, the turnovers or the 8 threes in the first quarter. Ask the important questions. Don't ask the stupid questions.
Ooh. Don't ask the stupid question.
Yeah. He went in.
Sassy
Yeah, he went in on that
I've
one.
never
Yeah.
actually heard that quote before.
That's what I'm saying. When I looked at it, what prompted me to find that one. So going back to the NBA Finals, our guy Tim Cato asked a question to Kate at the time during the press conference. And, Cato, he liked to, elongate the question. By the time he got to the end of his question, Kid was like, hey, can you ask that question again? Because that was a long-ass question. So that prompted me to go find other ones that potentially he asked. And
I think that one is good. I mean, I like how he ended it, but it was a slow burn.
the build-up. That's why, the
That's
build-up.
like
I'm watching
on that one,
7
probably.
episodes just to episode 8 was pretty
6
good.
or 7 for sure.
All right,
for
6 or
that
7 on that
Yeah.
one. All right, here's the next one. At the time, this was in 2021, the Mavericks simply weren't built to do this.
Well, that's easy. We're built to play offense. We're not built to play defense. We're built to shoot the ball. And when the ball's not being shot straight, we tend to feel bad for ourselves. But the funny thing is that our opponent doesn't feel bad for ourselves. So we have to get out of that mode.
So that was in 2021.
This man is
The funny thing is, our opponents doesn't feel bad for ourselves. That is
he's
so
so
funny,
funny.
dude. And that was true at the time too, because they
Yes.
had gotten absolutely bullied.
They got
by the
smacked by the
Cavs.
Pelicans that night.
I thought it was the Cavs.
No. That was, trust me, I was the one that asked that question.
Interesting, because he said because it was not long before that or after that they got worked by Daniel Gafford and the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
I think that's better than the rights and positive. S.
Okay.
Rice Positive is iconic.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right.
only thing about that.
I mean, well, y'all are. I mean, it's up to y'all.
We're gonna vote on.
I think I'm outnumbered on that one, so I'll take the L.
Number
Three-
for
three's
now?
cool.
Is that okay? Number
Yeah,
3?
3's cool.
Yeah.
all right.
It was also true. It was a very prescient quote. They were not built to play defense.
Touche.
Let's see.
They're saying
And-
7.
Rub it, touch it. That's what's next.
Oh yeah, that's what's next. Because apparently rookie walls have to be touched and rubbed.
He's got to touch it. He's got to rub it and hold it. he's got to embrace it. That's just a mental thing. For the great ones, they touch it, they don't run from it. They find a way to go over it or through it or around it because it's not going to move. And so for him, it's just, understanding that, embracing it, and just like, playing point guard, it's going to be uncomfortable. But he's responding in a positive way. He's going to find a way to get off the rookie wall.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my favorite
That's
one.
a great one, man.
Okay.
It's just, that one right there, it's like
He's gotta
oh,
touch
whoa, and he kept going. He's got to dive through it. He's coming towards him like, yo.
And he closed strong with, he's got to find a way to get off.
Yeah, like it just kept going.
It's
It
just
kept
so
building.
good, man.
I'm like,
that might be the best
that
one.
Was it. That was it for me.
I'm just watching. It's so funny though.
And then, of course, we got the
I
last.
can't decide.
Like it kept going. Like it just kept going. That's my thing. On
And,
that.
of course, we have the last one, courtesy of our guy, Ron Harrod Jr.
Coach, you got a lot of national criticism for playing flag at point guard. Over the last 2 games, he's really ball.
Criticism, that's your opinion. You guys write that ball. That's not, I've done this. I've played this game. I played it at a very high level. I know what I'm doing. But I don't give a what you guys write. Because you guys have never played the game. And so I build players. So I know what I'm doing. So to take criticism, it only makes me better. Because if I wasn't doing it right, you guys wouldn't be poking holes in what I've done.
But even after,
Yes, I'm not a doctor. It did not make the list. Another honorable mention.
But he says that every
Yes.
press conference, so like you can't even put
I'm
that
not
on
a
there.
doctor one is a
He literally
This
says
one
it every
has
time.
to be high, I feel like.
One time he
Okay.
said, "I've only been in college. I only did like 2 years in college." So
yeah. I'm not a doctor one is just
that's probably the most iconic one.
That's
in
a Tuesday
DLS Mavs podcast lore.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the best one on the list.
Just that, yeah. The
It's probably the last
I know
one.
what the F I'm doing kind of makes me sad because it's like because I think he does. Like I agree with
I mean,
you,
if you
man.
believe it, I mean, yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
Like I'm sorry that you feel embattled.
Yeah.
You know?
But he also doesn't care what your opinion is.
No,
you
I
didn't
know,
play
yeah, that's
basketball,
right.
so
You
you
didn't play
don't feel
basketball,
bad
so
for
you
him.
don't know.
He literally said, the job
Your
we're doing
opinion
right
don't
now
matter.
doesn't matter."
I do often say I'm a dumbass. I just will own up to that. Like I don't know what I'm doing, so I agree with him.
No, I mean, I think on certain things, like as a media person, I don't act like I know more than a coach. But usually I ask him, like when I ask about defensive coverages, I'm never gonna try to outsmart Jason Kidd on defensive coverages. I'll just ask a question like, what the heck were you even thinking? If I think I know or I don't know. So and usually he's good at explaining. He's really good at explaining stuff. He's a great basketball mind. Now, again, you've probably said that no. We get the straw man argument there. But overall,
Oh, the irony of some of this too is that some folks who've played the game for a really long time have had some really dumb things to say over the last week when it comes to Cooper Flagg.
over the last 50 years.
I'm just keeping it to this week.
Those are
I'm just
usually
keeping
the
it this week
dumbest
with Cooper
things that
Flagg
come from
I
specifically.
talk podcasts at a high level. I say dumb stuff on this show all the time. Like 5
For
times
me,
a day.
that's number one. But
That's number one for you?
yeah, but
Okay,
I know
so-
we're all going to disagree, so.
All right, so where are we gonna put it? So let's.
I mean, I think out of all, it's the most iconic in this podcast history because it was one of us. But like those other ones, I think are just.
I think
hilarious.
No One's Dying is way too low. I
Yeah,
think
No One's
is
Dying was
so
classic.
funny.
I'm with you. I'm
But
just
then what's
watching.
moving down? It's,
Well, no,
they're
I mean,
okay.
opinions vary. My
Yeah.
list would be totally different from the,
Yeah, he's got to touch it right, but that'd be my top 3 for sure. Right positive would be my top 3.
The right positive blank is hilarious. man.
That's the most iconic I've ever done. By
Right,
far
some
the most
positive
viral.
stuff on some positive people. But like, it
That
was
I
just the
wasn't
pleading
even
and the
covering the
cursing
team,
at
I
the
know
same
about that.
time.
Yeah, like-
Sarah says No One's Dying has to be higher.
People like
right
that.
now we have it at 6. I'm willing to put it up to 3.
I just, like.
I'm just watching this.
well, I mean, we're never going to make everyone happy.
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
got to go,
Something. You got to figure out something. Not built to play defense
That could be lower.
because that was the truth, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as funny, I guess.
He just said it. Saying that out loud is.
This is about
objectively
pure-
hilarious.
Well, I mean, so this was
Funny and
in the
iconic
middle of an
moments.
era where he would just dunk on his own team all the
Yes.
time.
all
That's
the time.
hilarious.
Like he would just say, like, "Yeah, we
We don't
suck."
guard.
Yeah, no, it's
Yes.
awesome.
I loved his that time when he played Christian Wood in the clutch, and he's like, "Yeah, I played Christian Wood in the clutch, and look what happened."
Oh,
He did. He sure did.
so good.
That's a great quote. That's right. He sure did.
No.
Like there was a time when Kid was not afraid to dunk on Luka,
great.
Christian Wood. Like he didn't care.
And he told Nick, like, I'm
Touch it,
sorry,
Robbie
I feel like he
Reese
should have played more.
That's
Like,
right. Yes.
He's got so many good quotes.
Yeah.
dude. That's a good list. That's
We'll go with
that's a
Passive
solid.
aggressive
There we
kid
go.
is elite.
It's great,
It's a late.
dude. He's got
It's a
82
late.
of these. Let's remember some of them.
That's right. Y'all make sure that y'all
I
rank
love J
yours,
Kid, man.
on that list. Let's finish up with our super chats here. T.O. Shout out to you, Sports Guy T.O. $4.99 super chat. Bobby, KG, Tanner, and Caleb. Oh, yeah.
Kleb.
Kleb, yes. It was fun chopping it up and talking Mavs. Bobby was locked in on the Stars game, too.
I was, dude. I have a very hyperactive noggin, and the TV that was making the noise is the one that was drawing my attention. What can I say? I was locked in on Stars Mammoth. It was fun, though. Thank
Stars
you for coming.
won, too, so that's good.
Stars did win. It's good to see.
Oh, and that's with the $2 super chat. Ron, you made it. You have a J Kid quote.
You'll
Thank
be
you.
on that list for all time.
Thank you, Stephen A. Smith, for defending me. I'll take that. That's a win.
He did?
I mean, he also picked the Mavs to win the finals, so maybe not the greatest person to be
Nah,
on the same accord with you.
Touche.
But I'll take it.
Touche.
I'll take it.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed that segment. It was shout out to you, Ron, for the inspiration. Because my gosh,
Do a passive aggressive kid quote ranking. All those were
no
kind
one's
of passive
dying.
aggressive.
No one's dying would be at the top of the list
Yeah.
of the passive aggressive one. I'm not a doctor would probably be number 2 on that list. Like
I only did 2 years in college.
I only did 2 years of
Like,
college. Yeah.
that's one of my favorite shit I've been a part
That's
of.
a top 3
Man, I
immediately.
just did 2 years at Cal. Like
Bobby's one. Or Tanner, you mentioned the one about the Christian Wood joint. Yeah, that would be up there too. See what happens when I play Christian Wood? Good gracious, man. Small timers.
That is insane that he said that.
Rick would bust out some zingers every now and then, too.
Rick
We've been
would,
lucky.
too,
We've been
yeah.
lucky over the last 10, 15 years.
That'll do it for us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast on this Monday afternoon.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Tanner vid.
That's right. Tanner's
The
put
DLLS Mavs vid.
We also have a Die Hard exclusive article tomorrow. You might want to read it. Just saying.
Oh, we got a little profile piece coming. I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow, our pregame show will begin at 6:15 right here on DLLS Sports. The Mavericks host Jaylen Brown and the Boston Celtics
Oh, I'm excited.
at an NBA, speaking of Luka, NBA Finals rematch from a couple of years ago. So Celtics Mavericks at the AAC pregame will begin at 6:15 p.m. tomorrow. Shout out to our guy Tanner, making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. That's our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curla. That is our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron
Very
Rod
humble.
Jr. Very humbly, that's right. Take that for data. My name is Kevin Gray. We are DLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6:15. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.